Support for Cinema Classics comes from Film Columbus, enriching our community to make Columbus a destination for film, education, exhibition, and production. Learn more at filmcolumbus.com. Cinema Classics is produced by John DeSando and Johnny DiLoretto. Listen to shows every Thursday at 8:01 p.m. and full shows online at WCBE.org. I'm John DeSando.
I'm Johnny DiLoretto.
This is It's Movie Time. Yeah, right.
Okay.
No.
Doesn't matter.
This is Cinema Classics.
Indeed it is.
And we're done. We're done with the Oscars. Please.
Are we done?
I don't think we are. I know we're not, if I know us.
We're not really done. There's much business to be discussed.
All right. Green Book won.
Mm-hmm.
We know that. Is
Right.
there an explanation? Because I don't think anybody, except a very few people, had predicted that it would be the winner.
Well, first let's talk about how diverse the Oscar field was this year.
Yeah.
A lot of people of color winning.
Yep.
A lot of, women.
Yep.
Rami Malek was the first person of Arab descent to win an Oscar, I believe.
Thank you.
So, yeah, Black Panther winning awards, Spike Lee getting a screenplay award. So it looked like Hollywood was really sort of, rising to the historic occasion and recognizing, the unsung people out there. What happens at the end of the evening is the Best Picture award goes to Green Book.
Yeah.
Up until that point, a pretty well-reviewed film, but backlash ensued immediately, beginning with Spike Lee, who right at the awards began complaining about it. Reason being is because Green Book is perceived as being a white savior movie.
It's reversing driving, Miss Daisy, but it's still the same thing. And I always like to think of it as a white man's dream. Mm-hmm. About the reconciliation of the races and the buddy movie.
Right.
It works out well for both sides.
Yeah, so you have the buddy movie template, right? But you plug in, first of all, the movie takes place during, the civil rights era.
Yeah.
Or pre-civil rights era, even really, in the South, in the deep South.
Yeah.
Green Book referring to the book that black people used to refer to know where to go.
Where was it safe to eat
Where was it
and
safe
sleep?
to eat and sleep,
Right.
right?
Oh.
So the premise is this guy, Tony Lip, is driving Mahershala Ali's character around. And he plays Doc, what's his name?
Donald Shirley.
Doc Shirley, right?
Right.
An accomplished pianist.
Right. Which is a setup itself. That is, he is already to be admired.
I see. So that's what you're saying. The problem for you is in that it's easy.
Too easy.
For the Italian character to come to some grips with his own racism or change his thinking because Doc Shirley is an extraordinary person regardless.
Well said. Yes, that's
so
indeed.
A more challenging concept would be putting two people into a car on equal footing.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
And a street kid, a black street kid, for instance, coming in that car.
You don't think there are movies like that?
Well, I do, but
this is my larger question.
Yes.
So this fascinates me. This conversation, and I get it. I get that this is a pat movie, right? It takes race relations and makes them very easy.
Yeah.
Puts them in this sweet little package. And
yes,
it should not be the Best Picture winner.
Right.
That I don't dispute.
Okay.
But what I'm really curious about, and I don't have an answer to this, is there a place for movies like this? Is there a place for a movie that is going to take, hey, look, racism is still alive and well, right? I mean, no one's doing, the White House isn't doing much to stifle it currently. So, isn't there a place for a movie that takes a kind of pat, easy look at racism and just kind of nudges the conversation along, changes some minds? Is there or not?
Well, when you look at the Oscar contenders, they're filled with alternative looks at race. Black Klansman, Black Panther,
Right.
an idealized form, again, making it easy because these are superior people. We do have some attempts, but I mean, I like the way you're framing that by saying that it is too easy, but yet we really seem to still like that kind of formula.
I don't even want to say we.
All right.
You know, I want to
mean,
say there's a certain segment of the audience out there,
Yeah.
a certain still defiantly, horrifically ignorant segment of
Right.
the white audience that isn't going to be that needs their hands on. It's, I don't know. You're maybe the more when I articulate it this way, I'm getting frustrated.
Well, think about if Beale Street.
Okay.
There's kind of a raw look
Yeah.
at the difficulties of race relations.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Hollywood was trying on that. It's just that awarding it to such a bland, easy decision on Green Book is a little bit dismaying.
Yeah, and I think maybe the conversation would have just stopped had, because Mahershala Ali won the Best Supporting Actor award.
Yes.
Right? And that was fine. No one complained about that.
Right.
So, had it just stopped there, we probably wouldn't even be having this discussion.
Yeah.
But, like I said, I'm posing the question.
Yes.
When we talk about movies that are dealing with hard subjects, whatever the hard subject may be, we can't always, I don't think, expect them to take the most difficult tack in approaching that subject.
Right.
We can't always expect that. Otherwise, it's like comedy. It's like any genre. You can't have, every comedy can't be like a Will Ferrell, crazy, obnoxious. We have to have room for character-driven comedy, for stuff that kind of bleeds into drama, and then so on. There's a spectrum.
And to your point, we've been struggling with this for 60 years when you say, guess who's coming to dinner?
Yeah.
Another easy bridge to race relations.
Is that an easy bridge now when you look back 50 years ago?
Well, it was then. It was a bridge. We suddenly realized that a black man could come to dinner. Oh, he's accomplished. Oh, he's Sidney Poitier.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
it's obnoxious that you have two old white guys talking about this right now.
And we,
you know what it is? I mean, like, somebody is going to be like, listen to these guys. What do they know about it?
Did we talk about, I thought a good example of what you're talking about, didn't we do that one with the Unchained guys, the two?
Yes, we did.
Tony Curtis and...
Yeah, right. Tony Curtis and Sidney Poitier.
Right. And...
The Defiant Ones.
Defiant Ones, right. Was that a better look?
Well, okay, that's a great question, because you have two guys on a chain gang.
Yeah.
Right? And so Sidney Poitier, in that particular instance, he's not a doctor, he's not a teacher, he's not... I can't remember what they're in for.
Right.
But it's definitely, they're on equal footing, right?
Yes.
But they're on equal footing because they're chained together and they're escaping
Wonderful.
their imprisonment.
Yes.
And they have to struggle through Curtis's racism.
Right. Right.
You know?
Right.
And it comes to that one point where they're free, they break the chains,
Yes.
and they're running to Poitier is running towards the train that Tony Curtis jumped on, and you think, is he going to leave him behind or is he going to help him? And you get that great shot of their hands extended towards each other.
You're great.
So
what
yes,
a memory.
yes, it is. You know what? And I'll tell you, that's a testament to how powerful that movie is, because I saw it one time when I was a child.
Wow, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Okay,
Yeah.
in some ways, that image has stuck with and resonated with me since the time I was like 10. You have to say, okay, maybe The Defiant Ones isn't the quintessential movie about race relations or about race, but certainly it shaped my view. It helped me along growing up in a small town, with blue-collar values, and I definitely saw a lot of racism growing up.
Yeah.
So that movie definitely helped me.
So where do you think we are now? Green Book won the Oscar, and I'm inferring from our discussion here that we're not sure depicting race relationships has been advanced by awarding a movie ostensibly about race relations.
Right. I guess it's a complicated topic, right? The Oscars should not have given this Best Picture.
Because it wasn't the best picture.
Because it wasn't the Best Picture.
Exactly.
But I don't know that there isn't a place for movies to deal with race relations along a spectrum of difficulty and representation. And I realize that this is a problematic film, just as Driving Miss Daisy was before it. But I don't know. I always hesitate to say, when it comes to art, to say you can't do something.
I know. But you know what I'll tell you? That I just saw Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And I accept so happily the relationship between the young woman and Samuel L. Jackson working together. White woman, black guy. But Jackson, like Poitier, transcends his race into a charismatic guy. He could be green, and it doesn't make any difference.
Right.
So I don't know where we are, I guess is what I'm saying.
I know, it's bizarre.
I know.
We should revisit this, where we should revisit this topic on this show, but we have two other people other than us.
Right.
Two other people
Could we
wildly...
really find it?
I'm sure that we can. It's absurd that we're trying to work this out.
I know, all right.